Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about lip protection from the sun. And to be honest, it's not something up until like the last 5 or 10 years something I really paid much attention to. So I wondered if it really is an issue if your lips need protection. So actually there's a lot of published research on lip photo protection. Actually there's a study published that shows beach workers, any type of beach worker, lifeguards, things like that, have a higher prevalence of actinic cheilitis, which is a precancerous condition that affects the lips specifically. And out of 362 beach workers, over 15%, that's a high amount, exhibited actinic cheilitis. And this most often affects the lower lip, but it can also affect the upper lip. But generally, most of the cases are of the lower lip, which makes sense because it's more exposed to the sun than the lower lip. And actinic cheilitis begins to appear as excessively dry or chapped lips. That's kind of how it starts looking. And no matter what you do, the chappedness, the dryness just doesn't quite go away. And it can even be like scaly looking, or even sometimes in more progressed cases have white patches, which almost look like sores on the mouth. So if you are out in the sun, if you're a beach worker, if you work outside, if you spend all day outside, using a lip sunscreen is a good idea. You don't want to get this. It's not fun. The pictures are not the most beautiful to look at. So it's important to do this, and I'll link to a study, but the highest risk factors were light-skinned males aged 37 and up who are exposed to UV rays, which makes sense because generally guys work outside more than a lot of women. They work on farms, and not that women don't, but it's just more male predominated. So another interesting fact is that shea butter increases photo stability and in vivo SPF of sunscreens. So shea butter is a really great ingredient to have in a sunscreen. Also, interestingly enough, oxybenzone and citral appear to be two big allergens in lip sun products, especially if you have sensitive skin, which doesn't exactly surprise me because citral is generally a very irritating ingredient that's used in fragrance for a lot of things. And peppermint is also another one to watch out for. Peppermint initially makes your lips feel cool and hydrated, but in the long run it just dries them out more. So I had a chance to try several lip products, and I found a few that I really liked and a few that I didn't like so much. And to be honest, I think I generally like mineral lip products a little bit more than chemical ones. I'm not exactly certain why. But sometimes the chemical ones have a little bit of that chemical taste to it. And I think with some of the mineral ones, they give a little bit of coverage, which I didn't mind at all. So to be honest, my absolute favorite of these ended up being the Burt's Bees All-Weather Moisturizing Lip Balm. This one only has an SPF of 15, so not super high, but on a day-to-day basis, where you're not going to be outside a lot, it's a nice option. It does have give lips a little bit of a white cast, but it didn't really seem to bother me much. I don't know. I'll put this one on just in case you're interested, but I guess you can't even see it really on my hand. But anyway, so that ended up being my absolute favorite. Secondly, for days I'm outside, when I took the boat out the other day, the Ultrasun SPF 30 ended up being my second favorite, which is actually not a mineral one. The nice thing is they also make an SPF 50. So if you're outside a lot, go with the SPF 50. This one had no taste in it at all. Worked really well. Feels very hydrating. I didn't feel the need to reapply it several times, and it does have a few fragrance ingredients, limonene and linalool, which generally for a skincare product I wouldn't use, but on my lips I'm not quite as picky. As long as it doesn't have peppermint oil in it, I'm good. So this one I really liked, and they have an SPF 50 version as well, so that's certainly worth checking out. And then right behind that was Sunbum. They've got a lot of different tinted versions in different colors and different shades. These are mineral. The one I have is Bonfire, and this works really nicely. It's got gives your lips a little bit of a tint of color, so if you're looking for something to kind of make your lips look a little more lustrous, shiny, it's a nice one to have. And then one more popular mineral one is Coola, and to be honest, I liked their lip products, but I had issues with them lasting through the expiration date without getting issues with chalkiness and blooms on the side. I don't know if you can see that or not, but There's like little white plumes on them, which is generally not bad, but I just have a feeling they're not quite as stable as the Sun Balm, perhaps, because this one doesn't expire until 22, so this one should still be good, but the lip plumes are not uncommon on a lot of lipsticks, so Coola does have some good ones, so I don't want to rip on them totally, but I just have a feeling they don't quite last as long as they say they're going to. Other ones, I tested the Elizabeth Arden one. I wasn't a huge fan of this one at all. I just didn't like it. It had a little bit of a taste. It wore off really quickly. The Jack Black brand, this one's actually pretty popular, and a lot of people really like it. It's kind of a men's focused brand, but I still use a lot of their products and like them, so I know a lot of other women do too, so I don't know. I'm over like the gender specific brands. I mean, skincare is for everybody. It's not one or the other. Everyone needs to be doing it. So I had found this one to be okay. They have different flavors. This one's grapefruit and ginger. This one's got an SPF 25. This one I found okay. The ones I really didn't like, the chapstick version. This one's got SPF 15. I just didn't like it at all. I didn't like the feeling of it on my lips. I didn't like the ingredients. I didn't like the taste. Bliss Tech has a deep renewal version, and this one I found to be okay. I didn't love it. It didn't make me want to reuse it again, but it seems efficient enough. And O'Keefe, they have some great hand products. They have an SPF 35 lip product. This one, I just didn't like it at all. Nothing. I didn't like the taste of it. I didn't like the feeling of it on my lips. It provided good SPF, but it didn't make me want to reapply it, which is an issue right there. And then Carmex, this is their Strawberry Daily Care with SPF 15. This is another, I just didn't like it. The taste of the strawberry seemed really just gross to me with the combination of the filters in it. So, overall, there are a few standouts. Ultrasun, total winner, Sun Balm, and then the Burt's Bees. These have to be my three favorites. If I'm going to be outside all day, I'm going with the Ultrasun on a day-to-day basis, the Sun Balm, and I think even if you're using at least an SPF 15, you're doing pretty good. Although, you gotta remember, a lot of lipsticks probably have some built-in protection based on their ingredients with oxides and things like that. So an SPF 15 is a good amount, but if you gotta remember to reapply it. So an SPF 15 is just fine as long as you reapply it, but 30 is always a little bit better. And if you have actinic cheilitis on your lips, I would not go any lower than a 50. So I'd pick up the Ultrasun 50 if you have that, or if you have family members that have it, or it might be some type of genetic, or if you're a outside worker. So anyway, it is important to do. It's overlooked a lot, but especially if you're a male, light skin, 37 and up, and you're outside a lot, you need to be doing it because you don't want to be one of those 15% that have it or get it. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I've never done a lip SPF video, and this was very enlightening for myself. I learned a lot about it because it's something that I think a lot of people just don't think about on a day-to-day basis, but you don't want to get any precancerous, and you certainly don't want to get a cancerous condition of the lip, because I had a friend that had that, and it was not a fun process for her to go through a lot, and it was disfiguring, and so be safe, nothing to mess around with. So anyway, food for thought, right? Is that a saying? Food for thought. Lipstick for thought. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I'm interested if you guys have a favorite. I know there's a lot of other ones out on the market. There's some, the La Roche-Posay has apparently a really good one. I was not able to get sent to the U.S. It's so hard smuggling sometimes. So someday I'm going to find a site that will smuggle it to me. I'm sure I can find someone to do it. It's like dealing in crazy other illicit activities, buying sunscreens in the U.S. So, okay, anyway, thank you guys so much. I will see you more tomorrow. Bye, guys.